Hello, Scott Wessex Blaze. Thanks for joining me again. It's been decision time for the last sort of, I suppose, 2 months. I've had a couple of people in particular giving me encouragement to move in a certain way. Not necessarily in regard to the channel, but in the way that I can just enjoy myself a little bit more. Feel a little bit more fulfilled with how I want things to be happening. So anyway, in terms of the YouTube channel, not much is going to be changing. But the overriding, not say issue, but my main goal has always been to try and share things on the internet for free. The only problem was is since I put my full-time job out of the way and then went, so I was only in a supermarket, and then the full-time day is then Wessex Blades, was I did that way back in 2014. I did that leap. Now, whilst I've been supported by some really amazing people, Mike, Brian Bates, Funky, Rich, Bug Out Verticals, loads of customers that have been repeat customers, Ralph, and all these people helping out. I've had wood arrive and things like that. The balance has always been, if I'm going to spend an hour doing anything, the biggest difference I can do is work an hour at the supermarket, because I get $8.50 an hour. Not that satisfying, to be quite honest. What would I rather be doing? Having a cup of coffee or a hot chocolate, having a chat, showing something off in the woods, doing a workshop video, things that I was doing before I took the leap. The only thing, the problem with it all was the YouTube financial reward for all the hours spent faffing about fiddling with tripods and framing and uploading and editing and chucking it up and policing comments and all the YouTube melee. I say, when I took note of what I was earning on the November 3rd 2014, which is like the first week that I went pro, one day alone I earned $4.65p, so $4.65. And then of course YouTube every now and then they throttle things back all the time, and then with January it dropped to about, I'm making about $1 a day. January 16 I'm making about 50 cents a day. Then it was the apocalypse. Now I'm averaging about 30 cents a day. And so every time I'd be considering going out and doing a video out in the woods, maybe showing off a knife, the YouTube thing, that when I made the decision to go pro, at least I was in the back of my mind, I was thinking, well, at least I'll be making $4 a day for all the time involved. At least it offsets it. And of course for the last sort of 3.5 years it really hasn't, and I've took that, and I could almost say that's the sort of hole I'm in. Okay, won't say no more. But what I want to do and keep doing is the videos for the community, showing how I build a knife, showing how I do things, showing me how trying to build a little bit more equipment out in the garage. But all it's doing is slowing me down with my waiting list. And if my margins are that tight, because I'm not making much on these blades, okay? If I was out for the money, there'd be adverts right the way through all the videos, right the way through. If I was out it for the money, I'd be affiliated with Amazon. If I was out it for the money, I'd have sponsored ads. Okay, I want to be able to do it as simple as possible. But for all the effort I'm putting in, I'm still better off shelf stacking. And that's basically subsidising what I'm doing. I enjoy this so much. I'll get up in the morning at 10 to 3 and I'll go to the supermarket for 4 hours just to keep this going. Anyway, the last couple of months people have been saying, Scott, you need to change it up somehow. And I've really been encouraged by a couple of people in order to consider Patreon. Now that as an outlet would do something that I'd be really happy with, and that is, if you've ever been in a really small company, now I mean when a company's been started up a lot, sort of like 2 or 3 years, there's a rush in it. It feels exciting. When the firm's been running about 15 to 20 years, the cracks start appearing, the cracks literally. And that's what's happening with YouTube, where they've incrementally adjusted it and they're becoming so much more corporate that the beginnings feelings, that first 2 years in a rock band, you know, the honeymoon period, YouTube is starting to wear off. And what's happening is that the vids are sort of victim, instead of being a small sort of underground community that's not really in the public domain. Our vids, as more and more people go on, are just open to daft stupid comments, daft stupid people, the troll effect, and it's took the edge off to a degree. What I'd always like to do is go back to the simpler times, smaller, tight-knit community. That's why I like Edale, rather than a big commercial, thousands of people at a big old show. You get lost. Edale's great, Peppermint's great, because at any one point you can see the whole thing, and the odd bods stick out. Yeah, the people who mess about stick out. Generally speaking, we're all of the same mindset, and we all generally enjoy the same sort of ideas. If I was on to Patreon, at least I would be, is it preaching to the converted? Is it, you know, the people who would be in there are the people who are actually interested in the first place in what I'm doing. So it'd be more specific to them. But what I don't want to do is to make it look like I'm money grabbing. So I've done a lot of research, I suppose the last 2 weeks, and then just as I was about to sort of still half and half at another, thanks Rich, another hour chat with Rich, again encouraging me. So what I fundamentally want is the $1 tier, having access to any videos I put up on Patreon, because that's the fucking point. I do the videos for the people who want to see it. Do you mean, right? Anytime I do a video and it goes on the Patreon, I want everybody that is, from the lowest tier to the top, whatever, it's got access to the videos that I'm putting up. But I don't want to do videos that are this simplistic vlog. I'd like to be able to do stuff that's got a lot more effort in it, and to be able to just be able to go out in the woods once a month and do something I'm actually outdoors, as opposed to all I need to be able to concentrate on. I'm blinkered. We're trying to get the backlog sorted out, and anytime I ever spend any time on anything, in the back of my mind is, well, I could be earning more shelf stacking. I want to be able to literally, all I want to do is consider the filming, with decent angles, use a better editing suite than the movie media, and do something that's more Vimeo than the Windows Movie Maker. And let's just say, for that amount of time, okay, if I spent 4 hours in total, so I went out for an hour, half an hour there and back, hour out, came back, 2 hours of editing, that's 4 hours. If I was shelf stacking, that's just knocked me back £35. This is the cold, callous way of looking at it. But if I had 20 patrons paying 80p, which is about $1, there it is. So what I'm definitely not going to be doing is plugging it really big, because you'll soon understand where the point is coming from. I'm going to be doing the vids anyway, because I want to up my game. Being able to do better videos will be better for Wessex Blades anyway. It's new skills. And then what I'll do is I'll put it up on the Patreon. Okay. If that's your scene, and if you don't, and if you want to support where I'm going, then that's exactly what the whole point is going to be. But the whole point, I think, is that it's only going to be those who are really invested in following what I'm doing would even consider Patreon. So for those who quite happily drop in to watching a YouTube vid, nothing's really going to change. And for those who would normally be emailing me and then going, oh Scott, I've got some wood, would you be interested in some oak panel? Oh fantastic. That spirit of helping me out every now and again, that's always been going on, and it's always made the difference that week. Or I've had a bit of wood turn up, or someone sent some belts, or someone sent some polishing compounds, and it really helps out, because I'm already subsidising it with the supermarket job. So any help's always been appreciated. But what I want to try, if I'm really clever, like with the vid, I think I can set that vid up ad free, so there's no interruptions. Then I think I make it private, and then I share it. So that could be another option. I've still got to learn it, guys. I'm still juggling it, but that could be a way of you get uninterrupted videos. I want to do more longer format, so maybe 20-minute ones, so you can see, you can imagine a 20-minute showing the build of a sheath. That would be 2 days of filming. Okay, so I mean that would be a week's worth of things going on elsewhere, whilst I film this for a couple of days, and I finished it and completed it, sorted out the admin, posted it off, and then for the next half a day after I've been to the post office, I'm then editing this thing up as good as I can using Premiere Pro, which will really push the laptop. And then when I've done it, you can see I'll try and do a bigger effort into making the video, and then that then will go onto Patreon as a nicer, more engaging piece of content for people who are interested in what I'm doing to watch and immerse yourself in it. The simpler vlog things that are like, I'm talking to camera, showing a knife off that I finished at the end of its time. That really is all I couldn't expend on YouTube, because the reward for YouTube is gone. It's just not there anymore. It's not worth the electric on the laptop. 30 cents a day doesn't run the 150 watt power supply. What about the internet? You know, it just doesn't. It doesn't cover the electric on the laptop. So I've had to completely forget about doing it for a reward. What I want to do over the next couple of weeks is go through the way that I would do a video that would be more in keeping with what would be uploaded to Patreon. Take my time, empty the computer out into a remote hard drive, okay, to give it the brain power and all that juggling around defragging effects, so I can do a really good job of a video, and then I'll share it with you. And if that's the sort of thing you're interested in, okay, then perhaps Patreon might be an option. I'm not really going to push it. Be a mention every now and again. I might do Patreon. That's it. In the same way that I'm not plugging adverts, in the same way that I'm not affiliated with anyone. I do owe light torches, yes. I get them sent to me, yes. Then I drive my car over it. Then I drop it. Then I throw it. Then I chuck it in the water. Then I boil it. Then I freeze it. Okay? I don't owe them any allegiance other than they've supplied it to me. So I want to be as real as I can, and that's what I'm literally saying now. I'm being as real as I can. Alright? I'm subsidising this because I like doing this. I'll get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to stack shelves because I want to do this, and I like doing the videos. I'll be going to the knife show this weekend. That's my day. What am I doing? Filming other people's knives. Right? That's what I do. That's what I enjoy doing. If you want to come along for the ride and you want a better experience of it, and if I can get organised with it all, Patreon could be the way to go if you're interested in watching the journey as I go and try and move this thing forward. I don't know. Thanks for your time. Just an idea.